Okay, so this guide is about how you upgrade your current mod project from the 23 1.6 to the latest 24 or 25 point something, depending on when you see this. So basically you have a mod that is built on the latest version of the mod tools that were working on the single player version of the game, if you remember back then. Well, right now it's in the future when I'm recording this, but depending on when you're seeing this, it was in the past. But anyway, you most likely you are here because you have a mod already that is built with the old version, and you have to upgrade to the latest version of the mod tools which work with the multiplayer version of the game. So what do? Well, you go to the mod tools and it's a little different now because it's not released, so I'm in a different branch. But when you get here, you just go to, when this is released and you see this video, you just go to the mod tools site here, which I will link to in the description. You go down to the changelog as always, and here you will see what version that you will need to upgrade to, because the latest version of the mod tools here you need this version of Unity installed. So I have old mod sample project here, and you can see this is actually in 2021 3.16, which match the version that the old mod tools was built for or with. But anyway, so you are here in the present, and whatever it says here, when you look, you need to find this version and download that. So I have a project here that is my old project that I want to upgrade. And actually, no, before we do that, let's just open it in the old version, just so I can also show you something. Because what you have to know is that some mods built with the old version of the mod tool, so if you already have a mod in the workshop, it might already work in multiplayer. If you're using all the standard components, so that means all the cake components and all the standard components that was part of the mod tools back then. If your mod is built with that, it will most likely work in multiplayer too, and it will be synced between clients and the host and everything. So everything works. Because I'm in the game doing some special magic, when I see a mod is old, I do some stuff to kind of try and multiplayer enable it. I'll show you that in a moment. This video might be a little long, even though the actual update part is actually pretty simple, because I built some tools to help you. So it should be really easy, but I just want to explain, why and well, the path to it, and if you actually need to upgrade at all. But I will advise you to upgrade if you can, and if you want to keep your mod up to date, because it puts a little extra pressure on the loading time. I don't know how much, but a little on the loading time of your mod when it's not built for multiplayer, because I have to go in and add some multiplayer components. But I only do that if the mod is built with a previous version of the mod tools. If it's built with the new one, I expect these network things to be there. And if they're not, it will fail. But yeah, so now this is the original project. You can see up here, it's the old version of Unity. And you can also see in the package manager that it points to this 23 1.6 thingy. So it's an old version. We have some stuff here. We can go up here and we can build the mod. And while it builds the mod, I can show you that I already have the game open here, the new version of the game. A little trick here when you're doing development is to go to settings and display. Change the resolution to something smaller than your normal screen, and then do it in window mode. And disable VSync and set the frame limit to something low, quote unquote, whatever is low for your machine. It's just because by doing this, you are reducing the amount of power your machine needs to use to run the game, and so it have more power for Unity and what you're doing in the background. So anyway, let's see. So it's built now. Again, remember, it's an old mod that is built here, and I can go in here, hopefully. Now checking for, we need to disable all the other mods here, just so we don't have to wait for them to load. What did I do here? Okay, disable, perfect. So I go in here, and let's just clear this log here. So let's load in, oh, come on. So now we should see something here. I'm just opening the console so you can see. Did I miss something? Did I build it to the wrong location? Ah, it's here. Initializing mod sample yada yada yada, and it's built with this version yada yada yada. It doesn't say it anymore because I removed that warning, but it used to say something that it's trying to upgrade it. But anyway, you can see it's loading it here, no problem, no errors, and it also works. So that's all fine. But as I said to you, it is using a little extra power on or resources when loading this because it's not built for multiplayer. So let's try and upgrade it. So we first need to close this project because we need to upgrade it to a new version of Unity before upgrading the mod tools. So when you go to the mod tools page and go to the changelog file, in the latest version here, you will see what version of Unity that you need. And you can click this and you can click the install button here, and it will open up your Unity hub here, and it will install the right version. And once you have that, you can then go to your project, which is this one in my case, and then you can go out here and change it to the version you want to upgrade to. And then it says here, do you want to change, yada, yada, yada. Of course, as always, back up before doing something. No matter how you back up, do a backup. Copy the folder, zip it, something like that. And it says something here. And let's just upgrade it. Again, as the other videos in this mod tool series, I want to avoid editing them. You can just skip forward in the video if you want to, but I want to do that because first of all, it's much easier for me to do it this way, then I don't have to edit. But secondly, it also gives a more realistic view on how fast things are going and how it's working and stuff like that. Of course, this upgrade progress is very depending on your computer, so let's let it load here. So let's see. I will take a sip of coffee meanwhile. And you can say, why should you upgrade it if it's already working? Well, first of all, it takes a little pressure off the game loading the mod because it doesn't have to add these network components. I don't know how much it actually takes, but it's some extra steps. But more importantly is that the new mod tools have different sets of things so you can generate previews, and it also have the new support for the new mortar and shell system. So you can extend your mod if you want with shells and mortars. You can also do a new mod on a totally new project and all, but this is just if you want to upgrade. So now we have upgraded to this version of Unity, and now it's time to upgrade the mod tools. We can just start this and just see if everything is fine. It's fine, no errors, that's fine. And then we're gonna upgrade the mod tools. Now you kind of have to close your eyes for a bit. Well, don't do that, but in your case, when you are doing this, you should only have to click this update button and it should upgrade to the latest version. However, as I said in the beginning, I'm recording this prior to this being released. So I have to do something special here to upgrade to the latest version. So just forget that you saw this and just pretend that you just clicked the update button right here. So now it's installing and upgrading the latest version of the mod tools. So and when that is done, you will see a lot of errors and things missing and weird stuff, but fear not, it's easy to fix. So see, it's also depending on your machine how fast it is. It's also downloading some packages and stuff like that, so it can take a while. So it asks if we want to either restart. Let's just do that. And let's see. Again, want to keep it real time. Meaning I can see here on the clock that we are 10 minutes in. But again, the first 10 minutes basically was just me talking and explaining weird stuff. The upgrade started here, you know, when I upgraded the project to the latest or to the matching Unity version. And now upgrading the mod tools. So now you can see here that the mod tool has been upgraded to 24.10.6. So that is currently the latest version. When you see this, it's most likely a different version, but that doesn't matter. It's 24, 25 something. And you just click this button to upgrade. So now you are in trouble, basically, because if you click any of your prefabs now, you can see that there's a lot of missing scripts over here. Missing script, a lot of missing script. And that's because the old cake behavior, rocket behavior and stuff like that have been moved internally in the mod tools, and some stuff have happened. So therefore it lost all the references to these. Luckily, somebody, aka me, made something which was not easy, believe me, that remap all the legacy, let me see here, that remap all the legacy core scripts to the new one. So you go to mod tools, utilities, upgrade, and click this one. What happens then is that it goes through all your prefabs to see if I can find any of the old references to any of the old components, and then replace it with the new one. And you can also see here, replacing missing script, yada yada yada, was blah 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 blah. So it's done that with a lot of stuff. And if I click away here, yeah, okay, you also get this now. Now you can see, we can go back to this firecracker here, and now you can see that it's the firecracker is back, all the references are back, all these sound things and into the savable entities, everything is back here. So that's perfect. However, as you can also see, when I click on something new, it pops up with this network behavior require a network object. And that is because now all these components, all these new components require what's called a network object, which is a component that makes this prefab network enabled. So it works in multiplayer. To make it a little now we can actually do it like this. So I also made a help tool for that. You can also add it manually, but I added a little help tool to make it a little easier. So if we just say no to this and we shift click here to select all of them, then apparently you have to say no to all of this. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can disable that. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal, because now you're just gonna right click, go to Fireworks Mania, add network components. And now it's going to add the required network components to all the prefabs down here. So when I click it now, also up here, hopefully, yep. And pay attention, I did it down here. I didn't do it up here. All these up here are just instances of the prefabs down here. You might notice that if you have been making mods for a while, but these up here, if I changed anything up here, it won't be saved to the actual prefab and it won't be inside the mod. So that's why I did it down in this project pane down here, because that's the actual prefab. Anyway, by right clicking and adding these network components, the code added a network prefab, a network object, which is kind of the, basically make this prefab network enabled, so it can be spawned and so it can be spawned on both clients and hosts. And it also added a client network transform. This is the one that is responsible for synchronizing the transform's position and rotation and size scale. So this component here is the one that makes sure that when client A have this cake in this position, then it's also showing up in this position for client B or for the host or for everybody else. And then there's another component down here called client network rigid body. There's also one called network rigid body. We don't have to go into the differences right now, but so it added that too, and it added this one down here because this component have a rigid body. Almost all prefabs have that, so it will always add this, but it's adding it because there is a rigid body here. And this goes on for all these, hopefully. There is one other thing here you can see. And this is because these two components here, the logic for these have been put into the savable entity. So you no longer have to have this savable rigid body component and savable transform thingy. That logic is now inside the savable entities because I didn't really have a need to have them in the separate ones. Anyway, so now all of these has been added. So now we should actually be able to build the mod again. Let's see. Again, the first time you build a mod, it always takes a while. So it's built here, and we go into the game. File detected, mod file change. So it actually received the update, and let's go in here. And hopefully you shouldn't see any difference than before. Initialize it. You can see now it's built with the new mod tools, so that's good. It could be a coincidence, but before there was actually 1 second difference here, but I don't think it actually takes that long. But anyway, so let's just test it quickly again. Can we spawn it? Does it work? Hopefully it does, else we have to fix it. So we can see here. Yes, perfect. Okay, so it works fine, all good. And that's basically it, how you upgrade it. Now you can of course do shells and mods and all that new stuff, but I will do other videos about that. But this was the pure upgrade thing. And now you are on the new version and all your prefabs should be updated. So yeah, that's it. As you can see, I talked for 17 minutes, but it's actually only the last 5 or something like that that was really upgrading stuff. But this should really be it. One minor little extra tool I can say here is that the utilities upgrade find all prefabs with missing scripts. That is also a pretty handy little one, because sometimes you, in upgrades and stuff like that, you might have something that lost a reference, like you saw before, they said script missing here. This one finds that. It finds all the prefabs with missing scripts, but you can see there are none here because it's looking for them and then it's done. So if there were any, it would list them here. So that's pretty cool. And let's see the yeah, this is something else for, it's not relevant right now. It's for map building. Anyway, that's it. So happy, not happy, but congratulations, you upgraded your mod project and are now ready to build even more cool mods with the new tools for Fireworks Mania. And all the players are looking forward to it. See you in the next one. Bye.